You're listening to Tales of the Forsaken, a live play Fate Core game by Noble Jester Productions.
All right, it's the first night. There is another day, supposedly, of safety in this village until that safety ends. And so you found Larson, you found out some information about Adeline, and now you're in this position where you've been waiting outside this group's building, and you've put this dwarf to sleep. So yeah, what are you doing?
I feel like I could get these guys to sleep like I just did this guard in the front, but I don't know if Beorn's in a place where he's going to go in and just start slitting people's throats. So I think what I want to try to do is use this power of the chalice, try to put this whole group to sleep on the inside except for Larson, and then sneak in and put these mushrooms, infuse it basically into their water. So once they get up and around in the morning, hoping to make them very ill.
Okay. I like the idea. So yeah, I'd say I don't necessarily want to make you roll for every single one of these, characters to put them to sleep. So maybe just a single roll, to see if you can broaden this sleep spell to kind of the whole group. At this point, most of them are down for the night, so to speak. You don't know whether they're actually asleep, whether they're, might wake up when you're in there. So magically putting them to sleep is probably the best bet.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, let's get a roll.
All right. That is a 6 total.
Yeah, I think that's definitely good enough to put everybody in there to sleep. So you feel a pretty heavy drain on, this connection that you've established to the chalice. You pull on it pretty heavily, and at this point, this is probably the biggest thing you've tried to do with the chalice, and you feel like you have this, pretty extensive magical kind of current, flowing through you and into these figures, and just kind of everything quiets in the building. It was already pretty quiet, but you just kind of get this sense of slumber and, kind of this magical, oppressive sleep aura in this building.
Okay, awesome. Before I enter, I'm just going to look around and make sure that, nobody else around is seeing what I'm doing, just so that nobody's taking advantage of the situation.
Let's get probably like a notice check, or actually I'd say even maybe a stealth check in this situation. Just kind of almost like a reverse stealth, to see if anybody is using your experience in stealth to see if anybody is kind of watching you.
Okay. I like that. That is a 3.
Okay. Yeah, so you actually do notice that there is a person a couple of buildings away, kind of in some shadows, so you can't see who they are. And they look like they're kind of just leaned up in kind of a dark space between a couple of buildings. Maybe they're watching you, maybe not. They could just be on watch, for their own group. They probably could see you if they're looking over here.
Okay. Then I won't make too much of a fuss of how I'm getting in there. I will just make note of that. I'm trying to get in pretty quickly, in and out pretty quick. So then I will go and open the door and walk in.
Okay, so you're not going through the window you've been at. You're going to actually go around to the front to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you have to step over this guard who's, kind of sitting up in the doorway, but is clearly asleep. But yeah, you walk in and you can see they're all scattered around, in their different positions where they are sleeping, and you can see Larson at the back also asleep.
Okay, I will step over and I'll lean down and whisper to him, "Larson, wake up."
No response.
Shake him a bit.
His head kind of, rolls to the side, and you definitely caught him in the spell.
Oh no, okay. All right, so I will not get his help that I was planning on getting, so I'm going to reach in, get the mushrooms. I'm going to start breaking them up into pieces, kind of crushing them in my hands, and then go to all these guys' water bottles and start putting these in there to infuse them.
Okay. So you're just kind of smashing them, in your hands and trying to get small enough pieces to get in the water.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take you all that long to find all their, different jugs and containers of water and put some in each one. Yep.
Okay. Real quick, as I'm doing this, I'm going to be seeing if there's anything like of super value that's going to help in a survival situation.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have some weapons. I think I had described some weapons last time. They have their leader looks to be an orc with a pretty large axe. There looks to be some various swords and spears and things, and then there's a human who has these like clawed gloves, almost like what you saw that the mole had, but more, not as fancy.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if you're just looking through their packs and things, they have quite a bit more food and supplies and things than you do. If you're really, going to spend the time to root through, you might find something else, but
I won't take a lot of time. I think that was one of the things that we were low on were food supplies.
Mhm.
So I will quickly take, what's easy enough for me to shove in my pack. I'll grab like one sword because I feel like that'd be useful to have. And then I'm going to go and pick up Larson and get out.
okay. So are you going to go back out the front door?
Yes.
Okay. You go back out the front door, and if you look over, that figure is gone.
Okay. Where did I leave Adrian?
I believe you had left him. I honestly don't remember if you had claimed a building or if you had just kind of left him out, in a little bit of a secluded spot.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of out with me. So
Yeah.
I would go back to, where I left him.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave the building, Larson kind of starts to stir. So it was definitely a localized spell. And as soon as you pull him out of that building, he kind of starts to stir. Eventually, if you just keep carrying him, he'd wake up and he's like, What's happening?
Son, I got you out.
You got me out. What do you mean?
I was able to magically enhance the sleep of these people you were with, and I got you out.
Magically? Dad, what?
Yes, son, I know. I didn't want to tell you earlier when they were around. Something has happened, and I'll share with you in a minute, but I don't believe we are completely safe yet. Just a moment, please. I'll tell you more, I promise.
Okay, at this point, he would, not want to be slung over your shoulder anymore,
yeah.
so...
Yeah.
He kind of stays leaning on you a little bit because he's still a little groggy, but yeah, he walks next to you and you bring him back to Adrian.
Okay. With this magic that I use, like, can I tell if it's something that I'm like holding in, need to release, or is it just gonna like wear off?
It would probably wear off at some point. It wasn't something that you were actively continuing to pour magical energy into.
It's like I created an effect that like took place in that position, and then it's gonna diminish as it kind of winds down. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so then I'll go to find Adrian, just make sure he's okay, and then I would fill them in on essentially what I did.
Okay. Yeah, he hasn't like built a fire or anything. He's just kind of kept, in the darkness, and he has kept himself awake. And so, yeah, if you fill them in, he seems impressed.
Okay.
Larson also is just still a little shocked. He doesn't seem incredibly happy. Not that he's, has any real reason to be happy since of, the overall situation, but he doesn't seem super pleased by what you did.
Okay. Noted. I think before just kind of setting up in this place that we are, actually, are there any buildings that are like not taken? Maybe Adrian could have seen that, like when, he was by himself.
Yeah, I think that there probably are. I mean, this is a decently sized village, and most of the people have kind of grouped up into groups. There's probably a small building, or two that are still empty.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll find one of those. I'll get them set up, and then I want to... I took note of where those guys were that tried to kill me the first day. I actually want to go and find them, try to talk to their leader.
All right, so you make your way over. You paid attention to what building that they were in, and you can see they have both a front and a back door on the building that they're in, and it looks like their group has grown just between the seeing them during the daytime and now here at night. It looks like their group has grown, probably at this point about a dozen individuals in their group. Yeah, so you can see they have a guard at each door.
Okay, so I'll just slowly approach one of the doors and look, not threatening, but also not timid at the same time, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try to, walk up like I purposely am coming there and, I mean business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a human standing at the door, and she kind of points her spear at you as you walk up and says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Yes, I'm here to speak to your leader. I've interacted with him in the past and like to have a chat.
You want to speak to Jula?
Yes, Jula.
Oh, well, it looks like he might want to speak to you too. And you turn around and he's walking towards you.
Okay, I'll walk out to meet him just so I'm not as close to the building. I'm trying to space myself, so because he's obviously got a lot of friends potentially in there, so I'm trying to just move out and get away from it, closer to him.
He walks up closer to you and has his hand on his sword, and he kind of looks you up and down and says, "Really wasn't expecting you to survive."
I'm more than meets the eye.
Yeah, apparently. That's okay. Leaves you for me to kill later.
Yes, I have something in the meantime, a proposition.
Yeah, you've had a busy night.
Oh, was that you out watching me?
Yeah, well, I've been waiting for an opportunity.
Oh, see, I'm small potatoes.
You might think that.
Well, anyway, I'm quite sure with your keen eye you've noticed the group that came in that appeared that could probably take you and your group out. Let's just say I have done you a favor.
A favor?
Yes. This group, when they wake up in the morning, will be a little sick, let's say.
And you've just done this out of the kindness of your heart.
Oh, I've done this because I want to survive, as do you, and it buys me some time.
Oh, I get it. You're not strong enough to kill him yourself, so you want me to do it.
I could have done it, but it seemed like a more practical way, and then you owe me something.
It seems to be going around that people want me to kill somebody else for them.
Well, you're a popular guy.
Yeah, apparently. Actually, I think it's you that's popular. Yeah, alright, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Okay, and, I'll probably be gone in the morning, just so you're aware.
So what... Just lay it on me. What's this favor you're gonna want?
Oh, I'll save that for later.
Hey, you're not gonna survive the night, so...
Alright, here's the favor. Myself and my two companions, we all live longer than those in your group.
Yeah, I can't do that.
How about half your group?
See, here's the thing. He kind of steps in a little closer to you. Leans in. You're my ticket out of here.
Excuse me?
I don't know what you did or who you pissed off, but I've been promised that if I kill you, they'll get me out of here.
Who is they?
They, the overlords, the elves. Come on, man.
This complicates our arrangement.
Yeah, see, I don't really care that much about all the rest of these blokes. If I kill you, I'm out.
I don't know how I'd handle this with this guy. Him saying that is kind of a scary thing.
Yeah, you've definitely, picked up, probably at this point, from several people having said certain things to you, that there's something weird about not only your whole family being in this hunt, that shouldn't happen, but the circumstances that led up to it, and I mean, one of the hunters just sitting and waiting for you as you were down in that, in the tunnels, and now this group that appears to be hunting you specifically. There's definitely some odd circumstances that shouldn't, don't seem like they're following the rules of the games.
Yep. Because I'm considering just trying to kill him, but then that kind of weakens my original play, which was to have him take out this other group.
Yeah.
But also, he specifically is wanting to kill me, and he's got direct incentive for that.
He does. He also has no reason at this point to think that you're not going to be an easy kill.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? When the time comes, you and I will go toe-to-toe, but you have to promise not to kill 3 people. And I tell you who they are. I won't tell you why. And as you said, you kill me and you get out. So you don't have to win.
What do you mean when the time comes? Because I don't fancy my chances of surviving a whole lot longer.
I know you met me in a specific circumstance, but I am, as you can see from these elven overlords, a bit unique. I'm more than you think. You saw me go in that building, pull someone out, and I'm here.
He's listening. He's kind of, thinking.
So, you're trying to make a move. It's not gonna go how you think it will go.
I think I actually would like a roll at this point. I don't know, probably rapport or something like that.
Rapport or deceive, they're both my good skills.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're trying to deceive him at this point.
That's true. That's true. Trying to persuade him.
Yeah, I think you are, telling the truth for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think a rapport roll would be good.
Look at me being honest this season.
Yeah.
That is a 2.
Okay. He also got a 2.
I think I will... could I try to use my magical, influence and try to, kind of Jedi mind trick this kind of guy, for lack of a better way of describing it?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a fate point. Or actually, I don't even need to do that, do I? Because I don't spend fate points for my stunt. I can just interact with one of my skills in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you tap into the power of this chalice as you're speaking, and as he's kind of sitting there listening, you actually see this slight, gleam kind of cross over his face, and he kind of rubs the side of his face, and he says, what you're saying makes sense, and man, I was really hoping that this would go a different way. Alright, I won't kill you tonight. I'll take care of the group for you, and I'll leave whoever these poor souls are you want alive. I don't really care that much about them. With the caveat that if it comes down to it and it's just them and me, and, they lied to me and I have to actually win this thing, at that point I'm gonna kill them.
I understand. I would do the same thing, and I agree.
Alright, lay it on me. Who are they?
So, did you see the boy I carried out from the building?
Yeah.
There's him. I'm sure you were watching me earlier. Did you see the man I walked into the camp with?
Nah, I didn't.
So I'll describe how Adrian looks to him, and then I'll also describe how Adeline looks as well.
Okay. Alright, so a couple of kids and a random guy, yeah. Okay.
Hunter, yeah, that's it.
Alright, yeah, you're kind of a weird guy.
Yes, I really shouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's pretty apparent.
Sleep tight.
Yeah. Alright, well, guess I'll see you later.
See you later, Jula.
Yeah, hey, just watch your back. I can't tell you I'm the only one they paid off.
Oh, I know.
He just kind of looks confused for a moment and then skirts around you a little bit and walks toward the building.
Okay. I will quickly go back to where Larson and Adrian are.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want to stay here. I think with knowing the direction, from talking to those goblins, I think I want to just get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's the plan.
All right. You're just going to head south?
Yep. Well, first, go to the border, make sure that, if directly south is just some big open field, unless it's all big open fields.
Yeah, I mean, this village is on the shores of a lake, but everything around it is just open, kind of the same sort of grassy, grasslands that you were traveling through to get here from the north. The south is the same.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we would try to sneak out, I guess, south, since it all looks kind of the same type of terrain and no place to hide.
Let's go ahead and get a stealth check or something.
Okay, cool. That is a 3.
Okay. So you make your way to the southern border of this village, and you again can see that there's these almost small temporary posts that have been set up kind of in a border around this village. And you start to move out, and then you start hearing some screams behind you in the village. And it sounds like you don't necessarily know what's happening, but it's quite possible that Jula had no interest in waiting for the morning, and he's just moving right now to take care of that group.
Yeah, I get that.
But you make your way out, and you've probably traveled, maybe 80 feet outside the borders of these when Larson kind of puts a hand out and says, "Wait, get down." And you see back near the border of the village a large shape kind of go prowling past.
But that would be behind us at this point.
Correct.
But still, within visual range. Okay, so we'll just get down and wait until, hopefully it keeps going.
Yeah, it moves past and kind of looks like it's just kind of watching the boundaries of the village.
Okay, well, we lucked out then.
All right, and you just keep traveling south?
Yeah, I think so. Well, what is it, middle of the night or early evening?
You're probably getting a little closer to maybe, 1 or 2 in the morning as far as our time frames. Yeah.
Okay.
It's dead of night.
Yeah, maybe just get about an hour outside of the camp and then find a spot that looks somewhat secure if it's not out in the open field still, find some rocks, anything, kind of just rest for a bit and wait till morning.
Yeah, so you travel about an hour, and it's still just kind of open grasslands. So unless you want to try to magically do something, there's really not a place for shelter, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. I mean, could I try to kind of move some of the earth and make a little kind of cave area?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, so you kind of have gotten used to, channeling this magical energy, and again, you feel kind of a pretty heavy drain on it as you start to move earth and almost starting to create this cave, and as you're tunneling down, you kind of start to realize that the roof needs some kind of support. So I don't know if you're gonna try to create something to support, the roof, or otherwise it's going to be a real shallow cave.
Yeah, I mean, I could try creating either moving or creating rock to help support it.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just kind of trying to, create this cave, and you kind of suddenly hit on this. As you're doing this, you kind of almost instinctually create this series of rocks that are kind of interlocked and holding the dirt in place, and it feels incredibly easy. Like most of the things you've done with this, you've kind of had to learn and kind of had to feel a lot of energy pouring through you to do this, but this act of creation suddenly is incredibly easy, and it just feels natural.
Okay, cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, so you've got this cave hollowed out, and you feel like you're pretty secure at this point.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll just wait until dawn, and we'll keep going south.
Are you posting a guard, just all falling asleep?
I feel like with what I've created, this feels like it'd be really weird to have something attack us, so I think we'll all try to rest. I feel like we need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all rest and fall asleep, and then in the morning, once again, you hear these fun horn sounds, and this voice suddenly starts speaking once again. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone! It's a lovely day here in the hunt. I know for many of you, you have more safe and secure times ahead of you as you're in the village. For those of you who decided not to take advantage, well, you've missed out on quite the fun time. But, enjoy yourselves today, and we'll be picking back up tonight. And that's it.
Okay. Nice vague message.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can only imagine what's taking place, though, in the village.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will get the boys ready, and we'll be on our way.
All right. Well, you step outside of the cave, and you see a figure sitting there. It's a orc sitting cross-legged, and he's got a shotgun kind of resting across his knees. And as you walk out, he looks up and he says, "You have a nice nap there."
Okay, question first. Do I even know what a shotgun is? Do we have shotguns in Rillian?
In this version of Rillian, no, I don't think so.
Okay. And I recognize him from before, correct?
Yeah, you recognize him. I think he introduced himself as Verboten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to see you again. I have some more questions.
Yeah, I get that, and I have a couple of questions for you as well. You've been doing a lot of things and causing quite the drain on my supplies here.
Yes, I apologize, but it's a matter of life and death.
Yeah, I get that. See, here's the problem, though. I wasn't really trying to... Whatever I've created here is this connection to you. I wasn't really trying to do that. I was just trying to heal you. I've only got so much energy here to work with. You're kind of stealing from me.
Oh, I'm sort of sorry, but also not. Can you leave? Like, what? Are you with these other dragon or the elves or what? Or who are you?
Well, I'm not even from... I guess this is Rillian, but I came through a portal to get here. I'm really not sure where this is or why any of this exists, but I'm here and I need to make sure that those dragons are taken care of.
At this point, it's just like... I feel like just a lot of weird information. Okay, well, I guess since you and I are tied together in some sort of way, maybe we can help each other out.
I'm not really sure. No offense, I'm not sure I really need your help.
Well, I really do need yours, and as you said, I have the use of this magic that is doing it's pretty impressive.
Well, yes, it is. This is something that I'm only still learning how to use myself, but yeah, it's very impressive, and well, you're draining a lot of my juice here.
Well, it's not really something I care to have forever. I can get my son and daughter out of here, and I can never use it again. It's not a problem for me. It's all I care about.
Well, I'm I'm guessing as soon as I leave your world here that that connection will be broken, so I guess you have a pretty good reason for me to stick around.
At least for a few days.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could help me out. How'd you like to be bait?
I would not like that at all.
Well, I'm not really sure what else you could do for me then. I really just need to kill these dragons and figure out how to get home.
Well, I'll pull this spear out. This would be of some use. I found this in a cave, and it definitely is speaking to me a purpose.
Mind if I take a little closer look at it?
Right ahead. I'll hand it over to him.
He takes it, and you can feel, kind of on his side, a little bit of a drain in the energy level of the chalice. And well, that's interesting. Are there dragons in your world?
No, it was something of myth and legend.
I don't know why this is here then.
I have no information to provide to help you ascertain that.
This place is pretty odd, so I've talked to a couple of people. This is Rillian, right? That's what you call your world.
Yes.
And there's elves here.
Yeah, elves are the ones who rule all of us.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they rule very kindly.
No, quite the opposite.
Amazing how power always seems to corrupt.
Yes.
Well, I really just wanted to check in. I felt the drain last night of, I'm assuming, you forming this little cave here, and I guess me asking you to stop using this magic is not really gonna get anywhere.
Well, the quicker I can get out of here and get my children safe, faster I can stop. So, if being bait is what you are looking for, then that'll help me along with my goals, and okay.
Well, I mean, if you're just looking to get out of here, I guess I could just carry you out of here.
Well, I have to find my daughter first.
Alright, well, you want to help me kill a dragon today, and I'll take you down wherever you're trying to go to find your daughter.
Yes, that'd be fantastic. She's been told in the mountain areas down here to the south, and that's where we were headed. We were able to carry all three of us.
Yeah, I think I can handle that pretty easily.
Okay, then I guess we're going to kill a dragon.
Great. And he hands you back the spear and says, that's probably more useful for you.
Yes, I assume you don't need this. I saw what you did with the last one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same strategy here. See if we can get one of these dragon to swoop down on you, and I'll swoop down on him.
Okay, well, I assume this is probably your skill set, so you tell me what to do.
Alright, well, I'm going to carry you to a bit of a better position. I think they're mostly up north, so yeah, I guess hold on. And he transforms into a dragon and just kind of scoops up all three of you and starts flying real low, skirting around kind of over the lake and back to the north. Alright, so he flies you to the north, skirting around the village, and you still are high enough that you can see that it looks pretty peaceful at this point, real early in the morning. And he flies you north a little ways until you can see the trees again, and then drops you, and he shifts back, and he says, well, I think the best way for you to do your job is just to try to be visible, make your way north towards the trees, and I'll be above.
How far above exactly?
Not too far. I'm gonna cloak myself, and I don't think they'll see me.
Okay, if this fails, can you help with my son here and help him find my daughter and get them out?
I'll do my best.
That's all I can hope for at this point. Kind of take like a deep breath and kind of ready myself. I drop everything that I feel like would be like unnecessary things on me. I'll keep, like the sword on my side, the dagger down in like my pant leg, and then I've got the spear in my hand, and I'll start walking out.
Since you've got the use of the chalice, let me see if this works at all. He's going to kind of magically push a sensation towards you, and you feel it kind of hit, and you gather how to kind of create it, and it's almost like a magical fly trap. Like you feel like you would be sending out like a magical, almost like pulse of attracting things towards you.
Okay, yep, that makes sense.
And so he pushes that towards you, and you can kind of feel how to create it. And he says, "All right, well, I'll be watching." And he flies up, and then you feel kind of through the chalice. He casts an invisibility spell on himself, which again you would feel kind of how to do, and he disappears.
Okay. All right, so I will start just walking out forward and scanning the horizon and the skies.
Okay. Are you going by yourself, or are you taking Larson and Adrian with you?
I would say, seeing what he did with the invisibility, can I try to make Larson and Adrian invisible?
Sure.
Yeah, I would do that and go by myself.
Are you also trying to cast the attraction spell?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of try to, you cast the invisibility spell and try to kind of keep that going while also casting the other spell. So let me go ahead and get a roll for that, because you're kind of splitting your focus.
Okay. What should I roll for that?
I would give you lore. I would also give you probably provoke if you'd like. Maybe even deceive, because I feel like this actual attraction spell kind of falls into some of those other categories.
Yeah, I think even like invisibility too is kind of a deception type thing. So let's go with deceive. That would be a 4 total.
Yeah, you feel like you've pretty successfully split your focus here, and you start walking out to the north, and probably 30-40 minutes pass. Nothing really seems to be happening. Every once in a while you kind of hear and feel that pressure in your eardrums as these wing beats go over your head, but then you kind of feel a little bit of a tweak to the spell that he has cast, and that stops as well. Yeah, you're almost to the trees at this point.
Okay, I will not go into the trees, but just be out in the open.
Okay.
Yep.
If you're just gonna kind of wait, are you gonna keep walking in a direction, or are you just gonna kind of stay there and wait?
I'll just stay there and wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. About an hour and a half passes, so you're hitting, kind of mid-morning at this point, and then you start to hear kind of those painful wing beat sounds in your eardrums again, and you see this figure flying towards you, kind of real low over the tree line, straight at you.
Okay, I will kind of stand back with the spear and ready myself.